Hey there, everybody. Steve the Technophile here on a very early Thursday morning before 8 a.m., and I apologize for the shaky camera work here, but I just wanted to do a quick update and a 35-day review of my AeroGarden. So this is the AeroGarden Bounty Elite, and first off, people are asking me questions, what's the difference between the Bounty Basic and the Elite? There's one other variant between the Elite and the Basic. This is the Elite, and this one has a higher wattage light hood, so it's brighter, puts out some more very, very bright light. And it also has Wi-Fi. I believe there's one other difference that also comes in the stainless steel, which, to be honest, in my review, I do not recommend. Um, it really shows a lot of lines if you touch it. It will leave marks. So if you are kind of crazy about stuff like that, like I can be sometimes, that might bother you. But you can easily clean it. But I do like how it looks when it's clean. But maybe next time if I buy another one, I will get white. So yeah, this is day 35 with the Air Garden, and uh, it's working quite well, as you can see. We definitely have a bounty of herbs, and they're growing like weeds. Instead of thyme, as you can see here, takes some time, but it's growing well. Mint, this guy right here, was growing kind of slow, and then one day I woke up and this guy kind of came out overnight, which was awesome. Chives is taking its time, uh, but let me tell you, it's delicious. As you can tell, we've been cutting pieces off and cooking with it. Same with the dill, the curly parsley, the Thai basil on the back, and the Genovese basil here in the front. These are all labeled with their height. So you see it says short. This guy over here says short. And you can see the dill says tall. And what they're helping you do is place the shorter ones in the front and the taller ones in the back. So they're easier to prune and get to. The basil is growing like a weed, and as you can tell from the light hood, it's getting kind of close again. So depending on, if we're going to be pruning or anything, I have been moving the hood up and down, and there's some plastic segments right here, and you just twist those, and that lets this hood go up and down. On the Bounty, the hood goes up to about 24 inches, so it can get quite tall. Um, and I think maybe up to here, if not taller. So yeah, there's a lot, literally a lot of room to grow. Yeah. Okay. Sorry for that bad joke. So the AeroGarden Bounty Elite, I am either I'm I'm pretty impressed with it. I have not used the vacation mode, uh, but from what I can tell, it slows down the process of the plants consuming all your water. So when you come back, you don't have an empty tank. Um, and then when you come back, you push the button again, and you can resume normal growth. Normal growth. The garden tips are amazing. You can click that, and it just tells you a bunch of cool facts about your AeroGarden. It knows that there's herbs in here because when you do the quick plant, you tell it. So all of the garden tips are referring to herbs, and then also just the normal usage of your AeroGarden. You're able to adjust the lighting here. I do have, it's kind of bright, but you can't see it. The sunset feature is turned on, so it takes about 90 minutes for the lights to slowly come to 100% in the morning and to slowly go down to 0% at night. It's nice. I like it. but you can change it any way you like. And then light on and off, and your Wi-Fi signal. I will need to be honest with you guys. My review for this is I love it. It's working well. It's growing delicious herbs. The Wi-Fi, on the other hand, is very, very random. So we have a powerful 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi network here. This guy is maybe 6 feet away from our router, and we have a high-end gaming router. And I've actually isolated the IP address to this and secured it to our router, and this only works on 2.4 gigahertz networks. So this drops a lot, which kind of sucks. I like the Wi-Fi because if I'm gonna watch TV at night or something, I can just remotely turn the lights down or off. And I would say 5 times out of 10, the Wi-Fi is not working when I want to use it, which kind of sucks, but I can easily get up and turn it off. But if I'm traveling and this needs water, and I can tell someone, hey, would you please go and add water to my garden, this will ping my phone no matter where I am, because this is connected to the internet. So if I'm connected to the internet remotely, this will tell me. But if the Wi-Fi is down, it's not going to tell me. So I'm just kind of not really impressed with the Wi-Fi. Not many people are buying this for the Wi-Fi, from what I hear. But I'm a Steve the Technophile. I love technology, so this definitely fits the bill. But I don't know about their Wi-Fi. Hopefully, something will work. I've tried modifying my configuration on the router, and I can't do any more changes without basically crippling my network. So don't buy this for the Wi-Fi if that's what's driving your purchase. I would not. So I have 9 pods here that are growing, and I also added a air stone, which adds a little bit of noise to the unit. I don't mind it that much. If there was no air stone in it, let me see if I can activate the pump. So I'm going to test the pump for 1 minute. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the water trickling, but if you like the sounds of water trickling like a fountain, this definitely can fit the bill. Let me turn this, let me open this. So you can kind of hear the water trickling. And I can open this guy up right here for you. And you can see in that reservoir right there on the left, there's water coming out of it. So that there's a pump inside. It's right down there. You can't see it very well, but there's a black sponge filtering any debris that might come up into it. And it's circulating the water into each pod area. So that adds a little bit of noise, but not a lot. You do not need to have the air stone, but oxygenating the water can help. And I'll leave links below, but that is, just fell as I was pushing on it. That is a very capable small USB powered air pump. This guy is quiet. It's the air, the bubbles coming out of the air stone, which is making some noise. But yeah, so my overall review, I would give it a huge thumbs up. Not impressed with the Wi-Fi capabilities, but other than that, it's working really well. Now I know everybody's going to be asking me, what is this? I'll leave links below, but this is Botanium by Botanium Labs, and this is a grow light that I got separately, and we 3D printed a wall mount for it with Velcro, because as this plant is growing, I'm having to raise this light, and yeah, it works really well. This is also kind of a form of hydroponics. This uses not soil, but it's just a substrate that lets the water and nutrients go through. And, oh, sorry, I didn't tell you. This is banana peppers. It's one, but I planted 3 seeds, all 3 sprouted, which was awesome. Took 2 out and let 1 continue to grow. And you put 4 pippets of their nutrients in there. Fill this up with water, and every 3 hours, the water comes up and circulates and comes through those little holes on the side. Let me see if I can initiate it. Hold on 1 second. Please enjoy this beautiful view. Now it's all connected via USB. It will give you a USB adapter. I have it hooked up to a USB power supply. And there you go. I had these before I had the AeroGarden. And I'm very happy, very impressed with them. I will leave you a link with a discount code on the bottom. And after a couple of months, you get something like this. It's huge. These are cayenne peppers. And as you can tell, I have peppers growing. Um, I'm learning as I do all this, and I let all the seeds grow, which was kind of my mistake. I should have only let 1 seed grow like I did on that guy. So that's why this is extremely bushy. You might be asking why I have the Q-tip. I am pollinating all of these flowers, so they produce the chilies, cayenne peppers. So there you have it. Pretty quick, and I hope this was not too shaky video of the AeroGarden. I'll leave some links below. You guys can check it out for yourself. And Botanium, 100% recommend. And pretty much the AeroGarden, almost 100% if it wasn't for the Wi-Fi issues. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer you guys. I'm a newbie, but this cannot be any much more fun than it is. All right.